Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing? I got my dragon shirt on, that awesome They Said Rock and Roll sent me a while back, and my Sexy Pop hat on. Come out of these shell, Sexy Pop. I mean, that's a different thing because usually I had a Sex Pop hat and a Sex Pop shirt on, and then I was doing without the hat, showing my unruly hair that I gotta get cut sometime. But I don't feel like doing it today. Heck with that. Like I said, this is all done. I'm doing a whole bunch of crap on Sunday and then just upload throughout the week certain videos and get some editing done. I wanted to do a review of a movie I saw last night called The Crater Lake Monster. It's another line of the So Bad It's Good movies, and I got this from from the Horrible Horrors collection. The second part. This is volume two. But the other one, my Alex. Well, shit. I wasn't supposed. Well, who cares? He let me borrow some a while back. I did in search of 80s grindhouse, in search of 70s grindhouse, in search of 80s grindhouse. Two videos. And he was giving these away now. There's a guy at work giving this stuff away because he's not allowed to have them. He's moving. And so I thought I'd do. I saw the Crater Lake Monster last week. I saw Stanley 2 weeks ago. I'll mention Stanley too. But the main focus, well, I'll mention Stanley right now. What Stanley was really good. It had I can't remember the one guy, but it's about like a Seminole Indian who's bitter for Vietnam, and these guys killed his dad and stuff, and he can communicate with snakes. And Stanley was like his pet snake and stuff, and then he exacts his revenge on people that did him wrong with these snakes. The one part that my dad was liking the movie. Then he said it got stupid when they killed like uh, a family of snakes, and he had like little burial mounds for like the father snake, and then the three babies, and like little crosses. My dad said that got really stupid, but it's a very entertaining movie, very low budget. Because I didn't know Crown International. These are all Crown International movies. I didn't know Crown International movies did movies from the 50s and 60s. Because my introduction to Crown for growing up as a kid, seeing commercials for like the hearse and Don't Answer the Phone. Those are the first two introductions to Crown International, and then through getting a VCR and stuff like that, I was introduced to other ones, including My Chauffeur when they got a little more bigger, and then My Tutor, which I didn't see until I got to Germany in the army, and My Tutor was picked up by Universal. My Tutor was really good, and then My Chauffeur, and what was the other ones? Oh, the very low budget Cave Girl, super low budget, picked up by Columbia Pictures of all people, and I also picked up Hunk, which I didn't see till I was in Linderhof, Germany, which is a PG-rated movie about this nerdy guy who turned into a hunk that all the girls like, and it was noteworthy because it's the very last movie that James Coco was in when he passed away. So I saw that was entertaining, but and then I saw Death Row Game Show in Fort Gordon, Georgia. Yeah, it was Fort Gordon, Georgia at the movie theater. I think I fell asleep during it, but it's a great movie. But I was really tired. I fell asleep during it. And then I rented it on in Germany. I made a copy of it and stuff, and it's a very entertaining movie, very goofy. I think that guy that started it was trying to be like a Jim Carrey before Jim Carrey even got famous. So, okay, Stanley was good. Those movies were good. On to the Crater Lake Monster, and also I did a movie. I did a video about the history of Crown International. I learned a lot about them, but the focus on this is a review of the Crater Lake Monster. So bad it's a good movie. Basically, what this is was made in 1977, and I had like a million chances to rent this when I was in the army. But I remember the very first book of movie, well, actually, the second book of movie reviews I got. It was saying that it was incredibly boring and nothing happened to like the last 7 minutes of the movie where they showed the monster, and like some action happened. I guess that's a lie. The monster's shown throughout, and I got little clips. I showed them the monster. Some of it's done in stop motion animation or claymation, and that's actually pretty good for such a low budget movie. But then they have like close ups of the monster and some other shots that are terrible. I mean, I could have had more clips of the monster, but I showed the claymation on the first clip, and then I showed like a close up of the monster, which was awful. Oh, it's laughably awful. And I saw like a low budget thing of it from a distance. But it was supposed to be like an attempt on doing Loch Ness Monster movies, because they did a whole bunch of Bigfoot movies like Legend of Boggy Creek, if you remember that. I always say Bogey Creek or Boggy Creek, or The Capture of Bigfoot. But this was a Loch Ness Monster. They didn't make too many of them. And it was a plesiosaur, and I wasn't sure if I got the dinosaur right, and then they even said plesiosaur in the movie. And basically what happens, at the beginning of the movie, they have all these no-name actors that can't act terrible. And it would have been cool if they just had, like, me and my YouTube buddies and Facebook friends acting in there. It would have been a lot more entertaining, believe me, but it's still pretty good, even though the acting's terrible. And basically this meteor crashes, and the effects for the meteor is terrible. And what happens is there's like a prehistoric egg at the bottom of the lake. And apparently the heat from the meteor becomes like incubator, and it hatches this giant monster. And it says like months later after that thing, but it looked like, but there's no real passage of time in the movie. It looks like it just happened like in like 15 minutes. Or you see the monster. And the movie has weird transitions. It doesn't like usually there might be a little bit of thing that follows it to the scene to make sense. It just goes boom. It just goes like this. It's real choppy the way it's done, and there's like attempts at humor that are terrible, but it's very entertaining in its own crazy way. And there's actually a robber that robs the liquor store, and he just shoots the guy, and then some lady walks in with a bag of groceries. That didn't make any sense, and then he shoots her. I think they did that just because to hide that they didn't have another thing for squib, and they just did it through the grocery bag or something like that. But she walked in with a bag of groceries. That didn't even make sense in the liquor store. Like a roll of toilet paper. That was stupid. But anyways, it's very entertaining. And the monster's shown throughout, and I have a couple of clips of the monster, so I give the Crater Lake Monster, oh wow, 8 out of 10, because I kind of liked it. It's so bad it's good. 8 out of 10 for the Crater Lake Monster. So until next time, please enjoy these clips of the Goofy Monster. Now the stop motion's actually pretty good. It's like it gives it a Ray Harryhausen look to it, but it's not as good Ray Harryhausen. But the stop motion is actually pretty good. My dad said it's not bad either. But the other shots of the monster that I had just a couple quick shots are terrible and laughable. So I hope you enjoy the shots of the monster. And until next time, hey, take care, my legion. Get ready to see a scary monster. I hope you don't get scared now, okay? I don't want anybody being scared watching my YouTube videos, okay? Alright, see you all later. Okay, I want to show you guys what the monster looks like for Crater Lake Monster. It's very scary. That was a scary monster. Okay, here's more footage of the monster. It's supposed to be like Loch Ness, but in this shot it just looks like a floating plastic head going by in the ocean. Alright. Having a beer. Okay, I got some more footage of the monster. Now, apparently they ate this guy's cow, and then they're looking for it, and they show a scene of the monster poking his head out of the lake.
You know what I paid for that bull?
Let's show it.
Maybe it could be rustlers?
Some really bad special effects.
I'll put a call into Crescent City and have them keep an eye on the road leading down off the mountain. As you and the Cattlemen's Association know, Mr. Ferguson, rustling's still a problem in some parts of the country, but I can't figure why anybody would come all the way up here just to steal your bull. Well, I hope you can help me out.
There it is, right there. That was really bad, Dad.
What's up?